Up here.
The lights are. Is that better?
Yeah.
Better?
These pictures?
No, well, that's everybody that's deceased. That's my brother.
Okay, so let us begin the meeting.
I put them on all my.
He would have been 82.
We would like to begin the meeting. Could you take a seat? There you go.
Ooh, did he carve that?
So we'll call the meeting to order. Okay, and I want to welcome all of our members and guests today. And there's not any new members present, I don't believe. So if the secretary's report is online, and if there's any changes, please contact Joanne. May I have a motion to accept the minutes as written? I have a motion and a second. And all approved? Okay. Now we have a treasurer's report today. The balance as of 12/5/24 was $3,883.02. And I made a withdrawal of $500 to pay to Georgia Farrow Center as voted on in our last meeting. So now our balance is $3,383.02. May I have a motion to accept the second? All in favor? So the motion passed. There you go, Joanne. I've written that out for you, hon.
Okay.
We're going to speed along this meeting today because there's something over there in the corner that keeps calling me. Okay, any old business that we need to discuss?
Did we settle on when we're going to do the demo for
No.
Wampler and Garland?
No, that's not been settled at all, has it? We haven't. Yeah.
was that other gentleman?
Yeah,
David.
He's not here yet.
Yeah, the other David Atkins, the other Atkins, yeah. Okay, so we need to get with him, or if you talk to Rockler and ask them if they want us again or
I
whatever.
haven't talked to Rockford.
Okay.
I'm not even sure which one it is.
No, it's the one in Garland. David talked to him and he works there.
Yeah.
So that's why he's our contact with it. So we can still.
Which one did you
Another
do?
David.
I did, Plano Woodcraft.
Plano,
Woodcraft?
Yeah.
in Plano.
Okay,
Somebody said something about Woodcraft is closing a lot of stores. I don't know if that's true or not.
Ooh.
I heard that from somebody else.
huh,
I haven't heard that, but that doesn't mean
Oh, no.
anything. Yeah. Okay, any other old business to discuss? Okay, new business, unless the demo could be considered new business. Okay. All right, and we don't have a demo scheduled for January, so is there anyone that wants or needs or would like to?
somebody had brought up,
Yeah, I thought we did.
I don't, was it you that wanted a demo on how I finish my stuff?
That would be good.
Okay, I have that down, that I'll do that in January.
Okay.
Okay, and you wanted somebody to talk to you about maintaining the saw, right?
Maintaining the what?
Saw,
Maintaining
and what kind of maintenance?
No, it wasn't me. But I would like that.
Okay, so we could you do that, since you have so many saws?
Do what now?
Maintaining saws?
Or Harmon.
Oh, no, no.
He doesn't maintain his?
Does he not?
About that deep in sawdust.
It always looks so clean when we see it on show site.
That's just driving down the road at 80 miles an hour.
One time when we went to a demo, Clark was there, and he had, first time we'd seen him in a long time, he brought his saw. It was bad, it was bad. And I went, ooh, Clark, you know how he gave me such heck all the time, da-da-da-da-da, and he went, that's the least of my worries. And I thought,
The least
okay,
of my worries.
well, I guess I shouldn't have said that.
So Harmon, you wanna do a maintenance demo come February?
I only got one saw that
Okay.
I used all the time, and there's not many has that saw.
And you have a hawk,
Yes,
and you have a hawk,
Yes.
I know that.
And I have a,
Excalibur.
yeah.
I have a hawk.
Do you not have trouble with your Excalibur on the tension?
I manage it, but it does change. I tighten it up sometimes.
I've gone through an Excalibur and a Seco, and I don't like them.
Well,
I love my
fairly
Seiko.
happy with mine.
I liked mine for about a year, and then after that, the tension won't stay. Like, I can watch the knob on top as I'm sawing going
Well,
around.
those little
Now,
blades-
it holds spiral blades great. I use it for my spiral blades.
I've used my Seiko constantly. I have a D-Walk too, so. I have three saws.
Because you have a hawk also,
Yes.
one of the new hawks.
No.
Well, it's not one of the old,
No, it's not
heavy
one.
duty.
No.
Okay.
Well, I know that on the Excaliburs, they sell the clamps, that little pieces that connect to the blade, bottom and top. And some people replace those, and I'm not sure exactly why.
Huh.
I got
Maybe
rid
I
of-
need to go out and talk to Mike at Seco.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to.
Because, I mean, my daughter and her husband have the Excalibur sitting in the garage, and then I have the Seco, and basically they're the same saw.
They're very close, but I think there's a few improvements on the Seiko.
And, but both of them, it was after about a year, the tension.
Oh, my little
Well,
baby.
I've always done that, but when you put the blade in and then clamp it, if I feel like it doesn't being high enough scale, I turn the knob in the back, and then
What?
I change the tension.
But mine changes as I'm sawing. I can watch the white line on it go.
You need to coach Mike.
Well,
When you tighten your blade and you want to change it, does it come out bent?
No, no. I know that happens, but no.
And they'll be
It-
happy to charge you for replacement, but it's fairly simple if you get that problem. Go into it and you'll find there's a hole, and the blade gets pushed into that hole. But there's a little screw back there. If you tighten the screw back up, make it flush, you're golden. It won't slip.
Well, what keeps this up here, the tension?
You need to talk to Mike.
Yeah, I think I need to talk to
Yeah, I'm
Ray.
talking about that.
Because I called Ray one time and said, can I bring my saw out? And he said, let me talk to Kenneth. And he talked to Kenneth, and that did no good. I mean, Kenneth's really a whiz on most of this stuff, but it's like, okay, well, that ended that
You
conversation.
might just call Mike out in Seco and chat with him. He'll probably tell you over the phone what to do.
Okay.
Or you tell your husband what to do. Don't you just sit down and do wonderful things and everybody else fixes it for you?
Billy had suggested, see if we can get a representative from the different saw manufacturers to come in and do a demo.
On maintenance.
They're
I bet you Seiko would do it.
You
Why
bet
not?
what?
Seiko, I like your idea. I love it.
Mike would probably do it,
Her
yeah.
idea, his wife's idea is to ask some of the manufacturers
She's gonna do the
to
demo.
come down. To ask some of the manufacturers to come down, like ask
Think they would?
Seiko would,
I
because
bet
Seiko
Mike
wants to
would,
sell
yeah.
saws too.
Okay, is that something for me to do?
Yeah,
Yes,
that'd be awesome.
yes.
Okay, I told you, all the Yankee jokes.
And we want that in
February.
January?
February.
Whatever, whenever he can come.
Yeah.
Okay. I will see him.
And ask him if they work on hawks.
Okay.
Because if they do, we'll see about getting Laverne's there.
Okay.
Was hers broken?
She said all of a sudden, a bunch of the bolts flew out. I'm thinking she maybe
We'll see what happens. Insane scholarship there.
used too much tension. I don't know. I mean, she's had the thing 20 years.
Yeah.
What really concerns me is she cuts everything with a table saw. And she's still using the table saw, like pieces of wood for, say, the top of a box. She cuts it instead of cutting it with her saw around.
She's a braver woman than I.
table saw's much faster.
Well, and she doesn't need to be using a table. None of us hardly need to use a table saw.
Well, can understand that.
Okay, so
I have both. All right, so I will call Seiko, ask him to come February or best convenience for him.
yes, and then let me know.
I have a note there. Okay. So ask the experts, have that what we've been doing?
Yeah, yeah.
Go.
Go.
Well,
Plunge router. Has anybody done that?
I think the guys, yeah.
Okay.
They've worked.
So I wanna go at least 3/4 inch, and I'm doing a plunge router in a strip, okay? And I don't know how to align the center of that bit with the center of the wood. Yes, I can mark a line down the wood, but how do you I can't guess. The line's gotta be proper.
We work with that when we put the holes in the plunge router. I actually bring it down when it's not running. I bring it down when it's dead and not turned on and make sure it's gonna hit exactly where I want it to hit. Then I release it, turn it on, and it's gonna hit exactly where I want it.
How do you hold the piece of wood?
Clamps.
Yeah, clamps.
Hey, you have to clamp it down.
Well, you can
Clamps.
put a guide on it and set it, once you get your blade where it goes down, you have a board and you run your router along that board. You know, if you want, I assume you want a straight line. up there.
Yes.
If you try to do it by just moving the router, if you're good, you might can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have a guide of some sort,
Yes.
Put a
Mhm.
guide.
but you also have to clamp the board down or it's gonna fly around.
Yeah, you can't have
And you
that.
can't hold it down with your hand.
Nope.
You're gonna use
Nope.
both hands to hold your router.
Yep.
And unless you have a router table, then you're great, man. Just Go for it. Go spend $1,200 on a really good router table. Yeah. Kidding. But you can do it with just a guide.
So, if I may,
Or a jig, the guys love to make jigs.
Yeah.
Make a jig.
this project here, if I can just jump into it for show and tell, I had this apostrophe, get where you can see. As you know, I do origami, and my origami goes to Japan. If that means anything to anybody, I'm
That's a
pretty
big
good at it.
deal.
And I fold origami into dinosaurs. I cut dinosaurs. So I had this idea. Back in May, the winter edition of 2020, Scroll Saw Woodworking Crafts had a little statement on people and pets. Okay, you've seen that with the body. Okay, and it was the first time I saw it. All the scrollers, you're guys are going to go nuts over this stuff, and it did. I saw it on Instagram forever. So I said, what if I can combine my love for dinosaurs, which I cut in wood, all different kinds of ways, and with the people and pets. But instead of using the guy and the gal, use children. Use children. So this is a mock-up, and
Killed that one.
yeah. This is a baby dino, which I got the pattern from one of the books I've got. Okay. And what I want to do is put this on a router and round this rascal over. I am scared to death to do that because I'm trying to hang on to this rascal.
Oh,
No,
that's a little different.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell no, I'm not going to do that.
Well,
You
that's
get,
how
there are
you do it.
specific bits that have like basically a
Yeah.
controlling, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've got a 1 inch, and I know I can round it over on this side, flip it over and come back and round the other. Then I'll sand, because I know it's going to come to some kind of square
Yeah.
point. I can do that.
Do you have a dribble?
Yes.
You can get a router bit for dribble.
Uh-huh.
And you can, the reason I ask, most routers' base are too big to mess with that,
Yeah.
unless you've got a table.
I do.
I agree with him.
I do.
If you got a router table, then you can run it on the router table.
As high as or as low as you
Dribble
want it.
router is perfect for that. I use
They're
that,
small.
a small size.
You just have to buy a bit for it.
Oh, I've already got the bit. I just need to go slow. And do
Yes.
this.
But a Dremel bit may be different than a regular bit for a regular router.
You can get
That's what you're talking
routers,
about.
yeah. You can get all kinds of bits, but you still have to hold it down.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it with your hand, even with the Dremel. So just get some double-sided tape, not carpet tape, but I forget the name I use, but it's got a yellow covering on it. And just use 2 or 3 pieces just to tape it down to your workbench while you're doing the router. Because otherwise, you've got a chance for it moving around, and if you're trying to hold it with your hand, you're going to screw it up. But double-sided tape, but not carpet tape.
So you tape that down and then.
Tape it down to your
fold
workbench, and
It's-
then just go over it with the router.
I bet carpet's permanent.
So this baby
I bet
dino
carpet tapes.
and this small child, they're trying to get perspective. And the reason I want to round this over is because this rascal's flat, and I want this not to be square because that doesn't look right. Okay. So the idea behind this whole theme of what you see on the table is maybe, and I've got different positions. For instance, on the Triceratops, which is this model, my artwork says I'm going to have some little kid doing this, pulling on a rope or a string and whatnot, that goes to the bridle, that goes to the Triceratops. It's just all fun and humor. Little baby girl, little baby, 5, 6-year-old kid, okay? All right. Girl's going to have the ponytail from People and Pets, not the spiked hair. That drives me crazy, okay? And so imagine a little figure in front of this pulling this rascal, right? For the T-Rex, it's going to go on top. Again, got to round this over. And the T-Rex is going to have a sign. He's going to have a sign on his neck through here, and it says Ninja. There'll be a sign on the floor on the base coming up and says, "My ninja can eat your ninja." Okay. All right.
Why are you using a router?
Yeah, why don't you just sand
Use
it?
a file.
Sand off the edges.
You can use a sandpaper.
I don't have your skill set for that. I don't.
Actually, the ladies, I've seen them do it because they do a lot of it, especially Faye. And she has the brush attached to a drill, and it's, I mean, it doesn't move, and so all she's moving is the piece with her hand and doing all that end thing. So, Faye, that's how you do it, right?
Mhm.
And it works really well.
The sixth dinosaur, each one of these, the guy or gal is, and I cut back the cowl here, through here, so this one could sit, right? It's just all, you know, it's a little kid on
Yeah,
this thing.
that's cute.
On the small dinosaur.
That's cute.
My favorite,
Hold two of those up, you know.
now when I get this done, I get all the artwork down, I'll be happy to give the artwork to anybody who wants it. What I've got to come up with for the T-Rex, I went online and said, what's the position of a jockey? You know, because they got their feet because they're wrapped around. And I got to figure out how to do a compound cut, wink, wink, nod, nod, bob your uncle, okay? And I got to figure out how to do that. And I saw something that was really kind of cool. To make the cut here, which would be on the side, you take your router bit, your Forstner bit, and go through here. You're only going to get about half of it. Then you take your scroll saw and then come through and get that straight line through here. And it's perfect. It's perfect. What I got to figure out is how to make the hands. And I can't draw with the dead, you know. I can't draw a circle unless I have a ruler.
So, okay, can I ask a question? And don't hit me. Can you get any more money doing all of that than you can just from the dinosaurs? That's what I base my stuff on. Is, okay, people say, why don't you do this and this and this and this? Well, still couldn't get any more money for it, and so, you know, I don't do it.
Number one, I don't sell anything. I make and give away to family and friends. But for you guys, if you want, I want to get the artwork done, and it's right, okay? I'll be happy to give it to anybody you want. Because the guys, yes, I can make this very highly detailed dinosaurs. They're really cool. But I give it away to family and friends, so you just don't get to see all of it. And I don't particularly like the way.
So when you send them to Japan, you're giving them away?
Origami.
That's
Oh, origami. Oh, okay.
It's a different thing.
Yeah, gotcha.
So my favorite of this one, I came up with this idea to spin off for people and pets, was basically getting kind of that figure they got. It's just a stick figure, right? Okay. My favorite one is going to be the pteranodon, which is one of the flying, not the pterodactyl, but the pteranodon. And the idea is you have a little base, comes up on a little pole, comes across, string coming down to hold the pteranodon. So you've got the wings and the body to hold it. But the talons of the pteranodon has got a dowel through it. And there's a kid flying on this rascal like Superman.
That'd be cute. That'd be
Okay?
cute.
I think they're all just really cute. You know, click the whole set kind of stuff. What you might sell them for, I don't know.
No, and I think people with kids would buy it though.
Yeah, well, I think they don't, you know, for Christmas, put a bow around his neck, you know?
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff. But anyway, these are just mock-ups right now. Obviously, they're rough, hadn't sand anything. And I got to change that. But the idea is to make this not look so terrifying for a child,
Oh, yeah.
but make it soft. And then combine that with a figure that's this big, or so, maybe about 2 inches or so is what I'm working on, for the dinos. And so people, when you come by your booth and they see this thing set up, oh, isn't that cute? You know, I think that it's going to go over.
Well, let me tell you what I've found. At Glenrose, at the craft show, of course, Glenrose is the epitome of dinosaurs, because they've got two different,
Oh, the dinosaurs place is over there.
yeah, they've got the state park and the museum. These little 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds would come up and go, oh, that's a da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and I like da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and I like, so you're not going to have to make them like anything.
Okay, well,
But I myself would just sand around that with like a Dremel hand sander. Or one of our past members has a Dremel router, and that's all she doesn't use any other router other than the Dremel. And so,
The Dremel is small enough that it doesn't really, it's not quite as scary as the bigger routers.
yeah.
I've got one of those. You've seen it.
And she uses it for everything. I mean,
You saw my Dremel router in my shop.
Well, I have a router table, and I use
You too.
it all the time.
I do too.
And it's,
I have a router table that I bought from Woodworking.
that's
And it
what I
scares the
would-
hell out of me. It just does. And I took a class out there in Plano with Howard Hale.
Practice
Great friend of
on,
mine.
practice on trash.
Okay.
Practice on trash.
Just keep your fingers away from that rotating blade.
Yes.
Or use a single knob.
Yeah, a sand mop or whatever.
Once again, when I get all these done, and I got a finished product, if anybody wants the artwork, you want to make it yourself, I'll be happy to give it to you, just contact me.
Okay.
Well, one of the
I-
other tools that my dad got me with them, it's a little like 6-inch belt sander that it's got to get hold of like a Dremel, and it's about a 1/2 inch wide and 6 inches loop, and that's I use all the time. for all
It's a
city
1/4
kids.
inch
It's
wide.
1/4 inch wide? Okay. So, even thinner than that, but, yeah.
Okay, brag items. So,
Well, wait,
Cynthia, I'm
we might
sorry.
have
Cynthia.
other-
Question, is this the, used to be the 5-year-old?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
You've grown
What?
up.
What did
Okay,
I
so
say?
let me go brag. So Ryan's
Now, somebody else may have a question.
This is my son Ryan, for if you remember when he was I'm proud of you. He's about to graduate senior year. too.
Absolutely, and I hear you're Girl Scout. Is
Yes.
that correct? Congratulations.
Well done.
That's hard
Well
work.
done.
Officially, yeah. Oh, no, I am officially.
Yeah, you're officially, so maybe more.
Yes,
A
here's your
what?
try guys. That's awesome.
Love it, love it, love it, love it,
And
love
since
it.
we're talking about Eagle Scout, one of the projects I gave myself trying to finish this off before he gets his Eagle Scout, still work in progress, but gonna make a little statue for his court of honor. So it's work in progress. If anyone has anything you can suggest or how I'm doing it wrong, please. Don't get quite enough time to work on it.
No, no, no.
Are you gonna put patches on it?
That's the plan.
Number and stuff like that?
I'll carve them in a couple of them, but yeah.
And are you gonna carve the eagle on the, for the thing?
No, well, the neckerchief, it's kind of true. I'll probably do his true colors for that.
Right.
But you'll have a little eagle kind of carved in for his patch there. So.
Any
Are
other,
you OA?
Yes, I didn't go out of brother. Just the-
Well, that would be a good thing to do too. If you get that sash or going on there.
I didn't plan on doing the
You can just
sash.
do a
That's
snap
part
with
of
that even afterwards.
That's
That'd be
part
pretty
of
good.
Technically fit, first it has to fit underneath his arm. Because that's right shoulder's the left shoulder, hip or left hip. I can't remember which order that goes in.
Well, you can turn them around, put his butt in the front.
I still got that, so yeah. Feet won't turn around a little.
so should we start brag items then?
Apparently, we already have.
Next person.
Ryan, let me say one thing. We are all so proud to have known you
Thank you.
and to have had you actually like us when you were young.
Brian, what was your project for Eagle?
Oh, I did like a prayer garden at my church over in
Bedford.
I'm an Eagle Scout myself, 48 rare badges, nobody cares, but I'm still directly involved with a lot of scouting over in Dallas. And I have people, youngsters, who come to me and say, help me with my Eagle project. What are you doing? The last one I did this last summer, the guy says, I want to make a bat house.
Oh.
Bat house, what was, no, the flying nocturnal mammal.
A
Bat,
batting.
Yeah.
bat house.
A bat house.
A bird,
I said, okay.
animal.
So I said, let me do some research on this. So I looked it up and I found out that you can make these things.
Yep.
And this youngster, nice young Jewish boy, big as a house, didn't know a screwdriver from a hammer. And for him to get in my shop with all these tools, and I got my shopsmith and Dan's all blah, 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 he was scared to death. So it's interesting that what you do. Me, I planted 1,000 pine trees out in Athens, Texas. It took me all weekend, three days. And I had to carry the water and all that kind of good stuff, but that's what I did. But for this particular guy, he was in a troop that wasn't really a troop kind of stuff. It was a Jewish troop. I'm not Jewish, but. And so I said, here's what I expect from you if you want me to be your counselor. And I brought out a book, and I said, okay. And his Eagle Scout, the whole bit, his name upon the date he's going to go through the big ceremony. And you open up and you'll see, here's the finished product. I spent some time, so this is what I'm going to want to see from you. Your work, your effort. And I said, take this and modify it, go online and do what you can do. But I'm not going to do this project for you. But I ended up doing the project for you. So I would show him how to cut one time, and then you cut the rest of it. Kind of stuff. how much I had to drill a hole, countersink, and you do the rest of it, okay? And that's what it went. So he took it in front of the board, and he said, that's great, great, but it was a one-level bathhouse, okay? No, we need 3 levels. So I built a 3-level kind, okay? Here's the prototype, try to match this up, and I'm gonna sit back and watch and make sure, I'm right there with you, very, very carefully, we're gonna go through this thing. So he took that to the board. No, we misunderstood, we need 3 of those. Excuse me? When's the deadline? We've got 2 weeks. Oh, come on, guys. So we built 3. And then he went out to Athens, Texas. He wanted me to go with him to Athens, Texas. I said, no, this is your project. You've got to go up the pole. And they had a crane, actually, kind of thing, to go up. They wanted to take off the back houses that were up there and then put his up there because it was good work, good quality work. But, yeah, congratulations. That's really, really cool. Did you know that, well, you probably never heard of Ross Perot or EDS. Without exception, all of his commanding guys and management, they were all Eagle Scouts. And that used to be true with all the astronauts who went up in space. They were Eagle Scouts.
By the way, Alex is an Eagle Scout too.
Yes, excellent, thanks.
Well, we knew we liked him too.
Even if you can't finish the head thing, then, so. It's a work in
It's a work in progress.
Okay,
The head didn't fit in the block away.
so we do the brag items.
Bragging.
Go ahead, hon.
Ooh, I like, is that a church?
One thing, Alex, I bet you have a good teacher.
I like to think so.
I have 2 sons that are excellent fathers. They impress me so much.
And it's just amazing, isn't it?
Huh?
I mean, nowadays it's amazing that you'd have 2 out of 2.
I'm a good husband and 2 good fathers.
Well, see, y'all did good.
Okay,
Easy example to follow.
thank you.
Okay, this is, I guess, a board museum. These are from my father. They're probably, I don't know, between 70 and 75 years old. So he had a, what we call a jigsaw. It was a scroll saw, but we called it a jigsaw. I don't know if anybody else had heard that term or not.
People have asked me,
Yeah.
when did it change names?
So these are just some that, I'm not sure why he did it. I don't really remember them, but I know that he did them. Okay, and we visited our other son in New Jersey last week, wasn't it? And for Thanksgiving, they were at his house, or his wife's relatives came over. So there were, what, 10 people there?
10.
10? And my other son carved little pieces to put on every place. So he had some, what, pilgrims and Indians?
Mostly pilgrims.
This is a dyed Indian, and he carved them, but his wife painted them.
How cool.
So I just wanted to, I was kind of interested in that.
It's in the family now.
That's neat.
Very good, thank you. Next brag item.
It's not technically scroll saw, but I did use a scroll saw to cut that part. But I was in the shop, got bored with doing my cutting boards for a show next weekend, so I decided I'd try it. I found this pattern in, I think it was the Woodsmith magazine I think I had. But so I thought I'd try the finger joints. Finger joints turned out okay. It's a pencil box, but it doesn't call for a pin. So I think I'm going to put a brass pin on the end so it doesn't, you can't pull it all the way out one way. But I'm really chapped because I didn't get the bottom right, and you can see a little light through there.
That's hard.
Yeah.
If you can't get it, I know why I
I
can't
haven't
get
done a
it.
box in a long time. That really chapped me when I realized I didn't do that. I was like, damn, I worked so hard on the rest of it, but it looks good on my dresser.
Well done.
Is that a coffin?
Hmm?
Is that a coffin?
No, it's a pencil box. For those people that don't know what pencils are anymore.
I call it a domino block.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a domino.
Yeah, I'll tell you just a funny story that I work at a law firm. I'm a legal assistant, and a lot of the young associates are coming in. And the last associate was born after I graduated college, which really makes me feel old. But she swears that she has never used a real pencil.
Wow.
You know, like a number 2 pencil.
Yeah.
I was like, "You're kidding." She said, "No." She said, "We use pens or on the computer, we don't hardly write anything. I was like, oh my gosh. So these probably are like archaic, but anymore.
Well, these new people, they can't write.
I know, that's why they don't teach cursive in school anymore.
Yeah, no cursive, no script.
Yeah.
I heard some people say it's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish it would.
Well, you gotta read it.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it.
How do you sign your tax form?
Well, now it's
doing it electronically. I don't know how
slash
to do it.
Or you
S.
have to sign your name, how do you make an X?
You don't have to do that anymore.
It's all electronic.
It's all electronic, yeah. We get all our documents signed electronically now.
And I don't know what's signing because you can't read a lot of people's signatures
Oh, yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
They're all doctors.
Billy told me she had a ornament exchange coming up with a group that she's with at the church. She saw something she liked and she didn't like the price. And she told me about that, so I had this book. It's a holiday 2009 both all woodworking craft, and I cut this ornament here, and took me 30 minutes to cut that.
Only 30?
Only 30.
You're too fast.
I like doing these. But I brought the magazine so I could.
Yeah, let me see the front. Okay, I've got one of those. Yeah, okay.
You got that.
Yeah. And then went to the shop that we have a booth in there in Arlington, and one of the dealers in there makes these fancy little gift boxes and bags. I took this in there and I found one that perfect fit, and she had it priced at $2.59. So that goes with the
Ornament?
with the ornament.
Good deal.
So, and not anybody else gonna have a ornament like that to give away.
I don't think so.
No, next
Could you
item.
take a picture of me?
Here.
Okay. This here was a Steve Good
That's a Steve Good? I was
Yeah.
wondering who did that.
pattern. And I've seen it around before, but anyway, he came out with it again. Okay. I think those are going
If
to
you hold them
right.
against your shirt, I can see them. All right.
Okay, thank you. Anyway, this is a Steve Good, and I saw it and I liked it.
I
And
do
this
too.
is just a piece of cedar that I've had in the garage forever. And
It works very well.
anyway, I liked it and I cut
It's
it
beautiful, I
out.
love it. I think it's really cool.
When you hang it on the wall with the color behind it, it will show up.
Yeah,
more.
well, I did
Next
have
year,
it hanging
he
on the
can
wall.
cut
and,
200 of those
I
for
did
yours.
this a couple of months.
What?
She just say next year you could do 200 of those.
Oh,
For your
I agree.
project?
we just passed out to not scrolls people or whatever, but of the 125 that I made this year, but we just and people are getting them down. But anyway, and these both of these are Bobby Riggs' pattern, and I've had this one for some time, but I've always put it off. And the reason that I did is those toes, boy, those are, they really are.
What was ours?
The
toes
toes.
on the shoe toes?
The toes on there are very small.
I can believe it.
And I picked that up to make that several times, and then I
Put it down.
I put it down. But anyway, I finally thought, well, I'm gonna try it anyway. No, the rest of it was great, but it was the toes that I was afraid of. And this one, I think Bobby just came out with this one within the last week or so.
What does that say? Hot?
It says, love forever. And this one is, but anyway, I just got this last week from Bobby, and
Cut it
because
away.
I saw where he'd made it, and I asked him for a pattern, and he sent it to me.
Very good.
Okay. This is a piece of mesquite that I had in the garage again, you know, and I just, it was big enough.
Go. Go. Go.
Oh, legs.
Whose pattern is the white one? Is that coriander?
Corian.
Coriander?
Yes, and I'm about to use up my white corian. And this is a Sheila Landry pattern that I know I brought these before. This is white corian, and her pattern has like the background on it, it's like wood, and if you make it out of wood and put a wood background, it doesn't do anything. But I sell these at all the craft shows, but the pattern itself is quite a bit bigger than this. But this is the piece I had, so I made the pattern smaller. And this is a Steve Good Nativity cross. It's much bigger, but I couldn't sell the big one. So I said, oh, I'll reduce the size of it and make it ornament. I'll just cut it a couple of times, that'll be it. Let me see, this year I had 25 when I started out, and soon made about 6 or 8 for every show after that, to add to the 25. So
detailed.
I know it.
So detailed.
I've done it so much I can it's almost like a CNC.
It doesn't take any longer to do a big one than it does to do that one.
I don't know, I only cut one, so I don't know.
And whose pattern was it again?
It was Steve Good.
Oh.
Steve Good. And what's funny is finally a customer this year said, can you make that any larger?
Here, let me pull the one out. I've been lugging around for 10 years.
I like that size. I'm
Yes.
sure you shrunk the other one up.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And the other one's on a stand even, and it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
who wants, they don't want that much. But anyway, when I have thin wood, then I put a backer on it. If it's the thicker MDF, usually I don't put a backer, because some people don't want that colored backer. So, okay, then here's just another nativity ornament that was in one of the magazines. I have no idea whose that is. I've had it so long. And here are nature ornaments. And people seem to like these. They hang them in the windows and all. But I didn't know that a dragonfly is for naturalists that study insects and all. I didn't know that that was their logo.
Oh,
And several people, so I had no idea that was. And then I've cut 12 of these, and what I did was this was Timberlake pattern, which we can't get anymore. And it had some ruffles in the middle of it. Well, I had a customer that, she said, well, my husband is Jewish and I'm Christian, so Kenneth went ahead, we got another pattern and put into the middle of it.
Can you turn it this way? Oh, okay, that's beautiful.
There's an outside cross and then yours.
So anyway, I made 12 of those for people's patterns. Okay, thank you very much.
good.
Let's not fall.
Yes.
Okay, I just
brought my state's ornaments to, I've done just about every state in this pattern. And I just colored, well, the boom. The boom is not a good idea, is it? Let's do Florida.
What, these are state
Yeah.
flowers or
No,
what?
just state.
State, see Florida?
I see what you're doing, okay.
Yeah.
That's just glitter you put on there? That's just glitter?
Glitter, just glue glitter to it. But I didn't want it to go on the sides, I just wanted it to go on the top and the
What
bottom.
kind of wood is that? Is it wood?
Yeah, it's wood.
What kind?
Uh-huh.
Okay, good.
The kind in the corner.
It's found in the shop wood.
So that's about a 1/8 inch thick?
Yes, yes. I have a bunch of these that somebody gave me, a whole
In the house.
bunch of this wood, and so I'm doing all the states. And I did Texas, of course. And I like this one. This is, I found this one as well. This one is the whole United States.
Turn it around, turn it around.
Turn it
Turn
this
it, is it backwards? Okay, there.
But that was, that's everything.
Did I take Texas? Have you helped Texas out?
I don't think so, but I can.
Oh,
if you
okay,
want me
well,
to.
I probably already got it.
No, I did Florida.
You didn't just, you didn't get the Texas.
Here's Texas. And that'll show up on the
The other
blue
way,
shirt
turn
too.
around, turn around.
Turn it around. Okay? Okay, but, and I have a bucket down here. I didn't want to bring all of them out to cover the whole table, but most of the states in the United States. The only one I was looking the other day, I had New York State for some unknown reason, so I gotta go back and do that.
Do you have people at craft shows that request certain test days?
Oh, of course. they
So
all-
you have to go back and make it? I mean, if you don't have a state like that, you have to go and make it and send it to them?
That's the reason I think I've done 10 Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, Texas is the best design. I mean, it's the best. Look, I mean, what's Colorado? It's a square.
This one, that's Kansas.
It's got a little bitty,
Yeah, right up here at the top. Well, my blue shirt.
I mean,
Yeah.
But Florida's fun too. Florida's got a lot of nice shape to it too. And Mississippi does too. So. All right, that's all I have.
I saw a cutout one time of the United States, and when you rotated it, it looked like Lincoln's hat and Lincoln's face. Oh my God.
it does?
It does.
Okay, so, is
You
there
take some
anything else?
liberties.
I have one question. I have a bunch of scraps. They're about 4 to 5 inches wide and anywhere from an 1/8 inch to a 1/2 inch. And they're as tall as between 4 and 5 feet long. And I'm never gonna use those by the time I move to Ohio next year. So if I brought them in, will you guys all gobble them up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
In fact, you don't even need to bring them in here. We'll go get them out of your truck. I mean, you don't
I
have
a
to.
truck, so
Oh.
I'll just have to call over, but there's walnut, cherry.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, because we do small crosses.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
I've got some maple in there and a couple of pieces of rosewood, I think, so, yeah. But I'll never use it up.
And I have cancer people that are asking me to do stuff that they can take to the patients
Yeah.
at the Cancer Society.
Well, it's all rough wood. I mean, some of it's been planed down, but, you know, so you have to do a little bit of sanding on it, but I just don't want to throw it away.
No, don't.
My garage is like,
I know.
Hyperventilate the wood.
I believe the
I
correct
can't move
question
it all
is,
to
where do you
Ohio,
live?
so, yeah, so, I've been working real hard to get through my wood shop, and I still have a ton, but there's no way I'm gonna use all that little stuff before then,
All right,
Just
so,
moving from your garage to here.
so. To here, yeah.
yeah. So is there anything else for the meeting? Meeting adjourned for food.
Let me get the ice going.
Sounds good.
So we got it all set
You
up.
can leave your table
You
here,
can
right?
go over there.